Hello, hello, good evening. It's Dr. Croom, your holistic veterinarian, here to deliver education and great ideas about how to keep your pet healthy, safe, and living his best life. So, thank you for joining me again. As you know, I'm going live every day this week to bring all of my holistic, pet loving people some great information. And tonight's topic, no different. It's one that I get a lot of questions about during not only my virtual visits, but also right at home when I deliver at home vet appointments. So, without further ado, let's get right to that topic, shall we? All right. Bam. Stress and anxiety in pets. What are some of the things that cause this? There are so many things that could cause stress in your pet. So many situations, changes. I tell you, like I said, this is probably one of the number one issues that pet parents come to me. I am specifically a holistic veterinarian, which of course means that we take into account not only the physical, but the emotional, spiritual of the animal. We use energy work as well. We know that energy is never created nor destroyed. And that is a principle that we really stick with when we do our veterinary services. And so now for those of you who are in the chat, please let me know that you're here. Just give a little wave or something like that so I'll know you're there, because I'm actually going to be asking you guys some questions tonight. Being that this is such a common topic, I know that you've got some of the answers out here as to what some of these things that cause stress in pets are. Now, again, we don't only focus on cats and dogs. This can be stress in any of your animals, your farm animals, your goats, your chickens, things that can cause stress in those animals. And across the board, as stress increases, immunity decreases. As stress increases, cortisol hormones start to flood the body. Those adrenal glands start to produce more cortisol, and that's a stress hormone. We know that on the human side, but also on the pet side, that can cause all kinds of things like weight gain and diseases taking a hold more quickly. So we know that stress level, cortisol, it's very important, and when it does what it's supposed to do in the body, but when it's overly saturated, it can do a lot of harm to your pet. So let's talk about it. What are some of the things that can cause stress? I got a list here of like 15 things. So I know that my amazing, intelligent audience can come up with some of these things. So let's see here. Hey, Michelle D. Clark. Now, I don't think you're a pet owner currently. Tell me if I'm wrong, but even if you don't, you already know what some of these things that can cause stress in pets are. Think about it. A horse out in the field. What are some things that could cause it stress? A dog here in your house. What are some things? So I'm going to go over here and see if we've got anyone in this chat. All right, we've got Gertrude Croom watching. The amazing, the unique, the one and only Mrs. Gertrude Croom. Hey there, Mom. It's always great to see you on here. You can be the only one on here, and I'll be happy, because this is why I am who I am today from this woman right here. So thank you, Mrs. Gertrude Croom, for letting me have animals when I was young, for letting me, lower my stress levels by having animals when I was young. And that just really guided my whole life. You said thunder and lightning? That's right, Gert. Thunder and lightning is at the top of the list. Top of the list for the reasons that pets can become anxious. Now, Gertrude Croom, you don't even have a pet right now, and you already knew an answer. Let's give it up for Mrs. Croom. That's right. Loud noises is one of the top things. Loud noises, thunderstorms, which she wrote, thunder and lightning, fireworks. Okay. Now, for those of you who know, you got a July 4th baby here. Okay. There's no getting away from the fireworks. There's just no getting away from it. So, what I do is I take care of my pets and the pets, out there by educating the pet parents like I'm doing now and making sure they are well prepared. For those pet parents who on July 3rd are like, okay, what should I do for my pet to make sure? Fireworks have already been going on for 3-4 days. Okay. You got to be ready and you got to be prepared and you got to think about these things beforehand. Okay. So let's see. So we got loud noises. That's one. I'll give the next one. The next one is changes in the environment. Changes in the environment is huge when we talk about stress in animals. I mean, because animals, pets, they're a lot like kids. They need structure, and when things change, you're like, what? So change in the routine or the environment is another major aspect that can cause stress and anxiety in pets. Yes, absolutely. That does make sense. Hey there, Imani Jenkins. Look, we got the whole family on. Daughter number 1, Imani. Great to see you. You probably could figure out about 4 or 5 of these topics or reasons that stress and anxiety are one of the main topics that comes up. Michelle D. Clark, okay, she said, what about not feeling well physically? Ding, 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 ding. Yes. Actual health issues is one of the things that can cause stress in pets, okay? Whether they have an injury, whether they have some type of pain, because a lot of times pets, they have pain from things that are going on inside and they don't show up outside, okay? So they can have pain and now they're all stressed out because, like I said, those cortisol hormones are flooding the body, trying to protect the pet essentially. But we know that when that stress happens, their immune system is actually decreasing a little bit from that stress hormone, okay? So, all right, so Michelle D. Clark, you are on fire. You said that not feeling well physically, yes. Injuries, pain, all of that can cause your pet's anxiety to go up. Imani Jenkins over here has said, moving to a new place. Absolutely, that is on the list. Moving to a new place, that can affect any animal. But I know one type of animal that affects a lot, cats. And my daughter Imani is a cat person. She's got cats here and there and everywhere. She's like, can I bring the cat over? I'm like, no. But cats, you could change something in their environment. You can move their litter box 3 inches to the left. And they're going to be like, okay, you move my box. Okay, well, I'm going to go right where the box used to be. Okay. Cats, they do not like change a lot of the time, and other pets as well. So great job, Imani. Yes, moving. And then you also said, Imani, a new family member being added can be stressful. Oh, 100%. Yes. New baby in the family. Older family member coming to live with the family. Family member that was there and is now gone. Changes in the family structure definitely can cause stress on the animal. Big time. Hey there, Miss Fucina. Great to see you. Thank you for joining me tonight. And let me know, any of those of you who are watching, if you do have pets, let me know what kind of pet you have, their name and their age, because you may know that we love senior pets around here. And I have a focus on senior pets as well as holistic care. Those two things go right together. Senior pets, get a little older. We're not trying to hit them with all these medications and pharmaceuticals anymore, right? We're not trying to boost them up with all these vaccinations continuously once they get to a certain older age, right? And depending on their situation. And so that's what people come to me for. Not only this education right here about holistic care for their pets, but they want to know, what can I do to give my pet their best life, to back off of some of these pharmaceuticals, to increase maybe some of these herbal formulations that you have, Dr. Croom. Dr. Croom, where can I get these herbal formulations? I'm glad you asked. You can go right to drcroom.com and you will see in the store, there are several herbal options that you don't even need a vet appointment for. I wanted to make sure that everyone had access to these herbal formulations without necessarily having to have a vet appointment. Now, don't get me wrong, there are no herbs in my store that are for diseases or ailments that you need an actual veterinarian for. So you're not going to see an herb in there for diabetes. You're not going to see an herb for, liver problems, right? But what you will see is my flying off the shelf Shen Calmer. The Shen Calmer is one of my top products that I have for pets that have anxiety and stress. And one of the things I love about the Shen Calmer, you can use it in dogs, you can use it in cats, horses, and everything that I have is human grade. So you can sprinkle a little bit of that. You're a little anxious. One of the things that we see in our vet when we get to people's homes is a lot of times when the pets are anxious, guess who else is anxious? That's right. The owner is also anxious. And sometimes I just want to sprinkle the herbs myself. I'll be like, is that your tea over there? No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. But all right. Desi said she's got a couple of senior pets. How you doing, Desi? Vet Tech Desi has just joined the Steadfast team, and you've got two senior dogs, 16 and 12 years old. Yeah, that is senior. And we love senior pets around here. We love their grizzled grays and their little attitudes and stuff. That just says, I've been around here too long, and no, I'm not going to do that. Okay. So good to see you tonight, Desi. And then Fuchina just asked, as far as the herbs, are these herbs geared for preventative? Absolutely. I'll give you a prime example of that, Fuchina, and that is my hind quarter weakness herb. Okay, I've got an herb and it's called hind quarter weakness. And yes, it is on the website because that's, again, one of the things that, do you need a veterinarian to tell you that my pet is having hind quarter weakness? No. But what you can do is prevent, in certain breeds, dogs specifically, German Shepherds, Bernese Mountain Dogs, large breed dogs, Great Danes, any of those that they're going to have some hip issues more than likely. These herbs are perfect for preventing. So it's so great. I love herbal therapy because chances are it's not going to hurt. Like, with some pharmaceuticals, you give this medication and you're like waiting to see what side effects, right? We know like side effects can sometimes be more than the actual what the drug is doing. But with the herbs, the reason I love them so much is really the only potential negative usually is if the herb may not work for that animal based on their body condition or maybe based on how far along the progression is. But, you're probably not going to get anything like interaction of drugs or anything like that. And as a matter of fact, a lot of my herbs work really well and synergistically together. So great question, Fuchina. Yes, geared towards prevention all day long. And then for those of you who weren't familiar with the website, I mentioned it earlier. drcroom.com. Feel free to go right there and check it out. Imani Jenkins also said that another cause of stress in our pets is separation anxiety. Separation from the owner can cause anxiety, whether a few hours or a few days. Yes. Are you in my head? Are you on my list, Miss Imani Jenkins? Yes. Separation anxiety is definitely a big one where you can barely leave the house before they start tearing up things, destructive, whining, howling, right? The neighbors are like, hey, as soon as you leave for work, the dog is howling and crazy. Please go to drcroom.com and check out that Shen Calmer. You can also check out my CBD. A lot of people are familiar with that, but they may not be familiar with the Dr. Croom Army Vet brand. That's right. A CBD that's actually made by a veterinarian as well as third-party tested. So people love to buy that from me. There's a couple of stores here in Michigan as well that carry my products, and they purchase from me again and again. So don't get left behind when we're talking about CBD. You want something that you know is going to be veterinarian, not just recommended, but actually created by a veterinarian. So you can find that on drcroom.com as well. We've got a 250 milligram that's great for the smaller dogs and cats. And then we also have a 500 milligram with turmeric that is great for the larger dogs. So great for hip pain, joint pain, and overall senior pains, as well as stress and anxiety, because as we can see, there are about 15 or 20 things that can cause stress and anxiety in pets. Well, one final thing that Imani, she's trying to just win the prize over here, is she said vet trips. Veterinary, scared of the vet. Who? Where's the vet? Huh? Okay, see, that's why I didn't wear my white coat tonight. I wanted to just blend in a little bit. And, it's funny. There is actual white coat syndrome. Depending on the pet, I may or may not wear my white coat in that house because they look up. They're like, oh, okay, Mom, I see what happened. So, yes, definitely there can be some stress with going to the vet, which is one of the main reasons that having a mobile veterinary service is so amazing. I love to be able to offer these services. In addition to, I just love being outside and in the world and in the fresh air. So my stress levels are lower than if I were, say, in a vet clinic where I was just there all day and just waiting for a stream of animals to come in. Hey, another animal. Hey, another animal. Perfect for a lot of my veterinary colleagues. Definitely not my type of hype. You'll be seeing some more things soon. I can't even get into it, but it's exciting, you guys. Okay. Make sure you're following things on drcroom.com. More information about not only our veterinary services, but also our future veterinarian project. If you're familiar with that, we have a mentorship program where students are going to be paired directly with a veterinarian virtually. This helps because with busy veterinarians out there, they can't always take mentees in all day and be working with them all day. How about virtually? Connect, make those connections, set up your little device here so that the student can observe the veterinarian doing surgery, can observe the veterinarian on house calls, all of those things. And one of the most important aspects of that future veterinarian project is the students get to learn the soft skills that we need as veterinary professionals. A lot of times, the youth will say, oh, Dr. Croom, I want to be a veterinarian because I just love animals and I don't like people. Okay. Well, I hear you. But, the animals don't bring themselves in to your clinic and they can't call you and say, come over. So you've got to deal with the pet parents. They can be anxious. They can be nervous. They can potentially even be rude, right? I know, never. But they can. They're worried about their pet. This is a family member. And so teaching these pre-veterinary students how to speak to these pet parents, to really be observant about what's going on in their heads and to let them talk. Now is not the time to be talking over that pet parent as they're trying to explain what's going on. So I put a link right there from wherever you're observing this chat tonight. And please go to that link. We need your support to make this program a go. You can donate as little as $10 on up to all the levels, and there are different rewards as well. So please help support the Future Veterinarian Project. All right, so we're just about done here. We got all of the things and the reasons that pets can be anxious. I'll run through them one last time. We've got changes in the environment or routine, a new home, a new owner. I definitely dealt with that because my dog, Mayo, I adopted, and her owner had passed away. So all of a sudden now she's with this new person in a new home, a new backyard. Like, what in the world? And I think that's probably one of the reasons she's latched on to me so tightly. Like, I am her person now. I am totally her person. Okay. Another thing, lack of social interaction. If an animal's just in the crate all day with no other pets to talk to, right, they can be super anxious there. We already said loud noises. Mrs. Gertrude Croom said that when she came in right out the box, right out the gate with the answer. Sirens, fireworks, thunderstorms, telling you that CBD can work wonders for those kinds of things. We talked about separation anxiety, health issues. We have overstimulation is one we didn't mention. One thing that I've learned that I teach my pet parents, here's a little tip. If you have 5 toys in the yard or in the room for your dog, and maybe you're throwing one and then another one, and they can get super overstimulated by that. Put all the other toys away and only have one out at a time. Okay? Nice little fact there. Okay? Lack of exercise, fear of vet visits, confinement, unfamiliar people, and lack of structure. Just like kids, they need structure too, and a schedule and everything like that. So, all right. Amani said, I am also Mayo's person. Okay. Anyway, I love you guys, and I love to see you here every night. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow night at 7:30, where we will be talking about another amazing topic in holistic pet care right at home. Take care.